So then it begs the question, is Faze Banks going to come back? Is he going to cut? Do you think there's ever going to be a point where he's like, you know what? I'm back in the YouTube game. I just want to be real with you guys. Welcome back to the Riff Podcast. Today, I want to touch on basically like content creators, right? I guess I wouldn't consider us content creators. Okay, I would just consider us average dudes. But Faze Banks specifically was someone that I've always watched. I've always, back before Logan Paul, back before stuff was big, Faze was one of the first internet YouTube things that actually created a community. Yeah. I feel like. And that was I guess there was Optic Gaming and Faze. It was back when Minecraft, I feel like, was the only thing on YouTube. You remember that?
I think also, I was gonna say ours, but definitely your view of YouTube was skewed back then because probably it was all Minecraft for you, that you're watching.
All YouTube.
But for me, it was all Call of Duty or all this because that's all I played and all I watched.
Games, right? It
was video games, but also I think that's what we watched when we were younger because that's what we did all the time. Maybe. There was Casey Neistat was uploading videos that were just daily life. I'm sure some people watch that kind of stuff. It was dude, all it was back then was just no edit vlogs and that. And then we're but what about the gaming? So I think it was a lot of that, but it was definitely a lot simpler than it is now. All the different trends and styles of videos and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think once money got involved, then it was oh shit, and people flooded. Yeah. That was 2017, right? Yeah. When the YouTube ad revenue and all that stuff started happening. But Faze Banks was someone who has been authentic, right? It's we've talked about Sam Solik before and how the dude's authentic. Mr. Beast came in is kind of the opposite of Faze Banks. Yeah. He's very smart. They're both very smart people, but Faze Banks was just it just seemed very genuine dude. Didn't really care much about pleasing anyone. Was just kind of it was almost like a skate vibe. I don't care. Yeah. I'm just going to do me.
That's how,
like me or not.
I think that's how most YouTubers were back then. The whole New York Faze house that lived there, they were all kind of like that. Yeah. Now, some of them have changed into adapting them. He's more Hollywood type style now. But
Faze Rug.
Yeah. But him and Faze Rain, the Tico guy, all of them, they were all super genuine.
Yeah.
But
because that's all it was, and now it's moved into more of this other phase, no pun intended. But then it seems like it's going back to authenticity. So then it begs the question: is Faze Banks going to come back? Is he going to cut? Do you think there's ever going to be a point where he's you know what, I'm back in the YouTube game. I just want to be real with you guys, or I mean, what do you think?
I think if he, do I ever think he's going to start posting consistently again and be not even relevant, but because I think he's still relevant. Because he's almost like a legend in the YouTube game. So he's not irrelevant, but where he's just pulling lots of views and he's super relevant at the time. I don't think, not because he couldn't, but I don't think he wants to or needs to. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Faze just finally got through all that stuff where now they own more than the big company did because that was all a thing where they let these big company guys in to help them grow, and they end up taking half the business and ruining it how they didn't like it. So I think they just got it back to where all the guys Apex, Rain, Banks, all of them own it again. Mm-hmm. So he's making enough money from that, and he's had his content creating years. He's probably mid-30s now.
Oh, late.
Yeah,
I think late 30s.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of over the whole content thing. I think he's more into business now, I feel like.
Yeah, and so then that kind of brings up a question: is that every phase of content creators? Because you look at if you've been doing it for 10 years, that's kind of the lifespan. It's almost when you go to the NFL and you're an athlete, you have about if you're say an NFL running back, you got 5-7 years.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you're out, and that money that you made better last the rest of your life because, you're irrelevant at that point.
Yeah. I think it depends I think that's how it was because people didn't understand the trends of YouTube and how they change. I think now that people I think Mr. Beast could do this until he's 50 if he wanted and be fine.
Yeah.
Or Eric because they understand the changing thing, like how the tides change in YouTube, like the different trends and stuff. When back then, if your video stopped getting views, you're just like, oh, I fell off. But it's just because you're not adapting your video style and stuff.
Yeah, because you see like Rogan, how old, I mean, whatever he is, 50, in his mid-50s, and he's doing content. But that's because it's not like that heavy pace, get clicks, get views, right? Like he got his fame through the TV, through Fear Factor, through comedy, that sort of stuff. And now he just does podcasts, which is very easy. You just go and you just talk. Yeah. And obviously there has to be a certain personality that people are interested in. You have to have some sort of good conversation behind it. But I think like any of those content creators, like their personality is already there. Like that's Logan Paul. That's what he did, right? He made sure people knew his personality, and now he doesn't do the daily vlogs. He doesn't do vlogs anymore. All he does is just podcast.
Yeah, well, I think one reason he doesn't do that, though, is because how mainstream he is now with WWE and all the other incomes he has with Prime. So I think instead of, like, what it used to be where you go through the content and you kind of fall off and no one hears about you, it's more you go through YouTube and then you evolve into, like, the mainstream thing where you're making more money but you're less relatable, so then you're not that big on YouTube anymore.
So then, like, what is Banks doing right now? Is he just focused on the business of Faze?
I'm sure it's not just the Faze. I'd assume he has multiple like small business or things he has his hand in, like doing different stuff. But I'm sure he's not. I couldn't tell you the last time he probably recorded content.
Yeah.
Like
no, I mean it's been. I think it was like 2019 was the last time that he like uploaded a video on his channel. He's got like 5 million subs. Yeah. Like he still is a big name guy, and I mean, and maybe that's just because it's us, right? Maybe like kids. I mean, I would imagine kids don't know who he is, right?
I mean, I see people with like I'll see a video that blew up that has like 8 million views, and like whoever posted it's like verified. I saw one the other day. His name was like LPAC or something weird. I'd never heard of him before. And he put out a video, had like 8-9 million views. I clicked on him. He had like 4 million subs. I was like, I've never even heard or seen this guy. So like, if you aren't in gaming or like that, or like what would they call it? It wasn't the Hype House. That was the TikTok one, but the one with Banks and Rice Gum and all them.
What was it called? Clout.
The Clout House, yeah. Like, if you weren't into all that, then like some people probably have no clue who he is, even though he has 5 million subs.
Yeah, there's probably actually I don't know. If you clicked on this video, you probably know who he is. But I bet maybe there is some. You know, like I know no females that I know who he is. Yeah. There's no possible way. Yeah. Just like there's like one girl nowadays apparently is giant, Alana Del Rey.
I know the name.
Alana, yeah. See, like I hardly know. No. Apparently she's getting up there like Taylor Swift, like obviously not Taylor Swift following, but where
she's a musician, isn't she?
Yeah.
I knew she was like a musician. But yeah. I couldn't tell you one of her songs.
Yeah, and I started. I mean, I listened to a few of it, but the girls' side of that, dude, the girls love it. Yeah, like that. It's so there. It is crazy how now, like social media, you see that, and you're like, well, everyone, like, because you see it all the time. I'm like, everyone must know who this is. Everyone must like. I see content so much about like organic meats, like cutting out. All this processed foods, all this sort of stuff. But then, and I'm like, everyone knows this because I see it all the time. But then you got to take a step back. You got to realize, oh, that's because that's what I'm interested in. Yeah. Most people don't see that sort of stuff. And that's what the algorithm's so good at, is giving you what you want to see, continuing to do that. But with Faze Banks, he's always been an authentic guy and just real, like, to the core. And it would be cool to see him just come back in a little, or like with a podcast. I know he tried to do a podcast. Was it Mom's Basement?
Oh yeah.
He tried to do a podcast, but then he just
that was with Keemstar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's weird. I think most people are annoyed by Keemstar to a degree. Yeah. Not even annoyed by him, but he seems like kind of corny. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want somebody to see me watch Keemstar. Yeah. So like, I wouldn't want to start a podcast with Keemstar because a lot of people have already like weird like. if it was him and you don't know Faze Rain, or you might know who he is.
I know.
His name's like Norden Shat. He was like I don't want to say Middle Eastern if he wasn't Middle Eastern, but he was one of those like that guy. And he was like one of my favorite. Like, if it was them two, I'd watch that. Or if it was him and like another guy that I thought was cool or like whatever, then I'd watch it. But with Keemstar, I'm like,
Yeah. And so then, I don't know. I mean, maybe his days are over. Maybe he's not going to come back. I think it'd be cool to see it. But maybe it's like a new generation. I mean, maybe there's a ton of like TikTok blew up. And like you said, the Hype House, that was like an era.
yeah.
Right? Like, what is this new era? Is it like for me, I feel like it's fitness. Like when I zoom out, I feel like Jesse James West, Will Tennyson, but is that just because I'm fitness?
Yeah, that's also hard to say because like I don't think I knew who they were before we started doing all the content stuff, and now it seems like they're two of the biggest YouTubers. But it's just because they're always on my feed now because I've always seen their videos.
Yeah.
But like, I bet Taylor doesn't know Will Tennyson.
You don't think?
Like our friends, I bet they don't know Will Tennyson. I feel like they've probably seen Jesse James West somewhere. But I feel like what is coming in though, like I feel like the house thing, like the groups is dying down. Like that started with Jake Paul and Team 10 or whatever. Yeah. It started there. Actually, I don't know. Was Cloud House before? No, it was after. It was right after.
Really true. Faze House.
Oh yeah, it really was. Yeah, it really was Faze House, to be honest. Yeah. So like the Faze House, and then, but that was like they were on a team. They were all in Faze. Team 10 was like he was like contracting these people
just because of content.
Yeah, and so like, it was Team 10 and like Hype House and all that stuff. I feel like that's kind of dying down now because anytime I see like a group of people like on TikTok now, everyone's like, "Oh, they think they're Hype House." Like it's almost like a cringe, like
it is cringe.
something to make fun of now. Yeah. So I think it's going back to like solo, like Sam Solek, like being by yourself, doing your own thing, being authentic.
I mean, it's Danny Duncan. Right, it's a lot of those guys that are just like solo and just like, oh, these like, and there has to be some sort of collaboration.
Even Danny Duncan though, I don't know, because I feel like
he's starting to get mainstream.
Well, not even mainstream, but he has so many like different characters in his videos, like
he is like,
like, but he like I wonder if he thinks about that when he's like making friends. He's like, oh, that's a good character for the videos.
Oh, I bet he does.
Like he has Keywan for. Why is every content creator friends with little people, as they call them? Like,
it's good content.
Yeah, it's good. Like, obviously they're friends now because they've hung out so much, but it had to have started because content.
I've thought of that before.
And so he had Keywan. He has I can't remember, Cameron, the other one that's from like wherever. He has that
crackhead.
Like the hood guy. I can't remember his name. He has that new like German kid who's always like doing flips off stuff, and he's like butt naked. Guy. Yeah, he's like butt naked half the time.
Yeah.
He has like all sorts. He always goes and hangs out with like all the Hispanic workers at Home Depot and takes them on trips. Like he doesn't want to go do that. That's not what he wants to do with his day. But it's content, and then it's fun when he does it. But like I think he really plans out the characters in his videos too.
Yeah, I think he does too. Like he's authentic in a fact that like he doesn't plan his videos, but I bet you're right. He probably does like just pick.
And it's different because in like Jake Paul's videos with Team 10, he had like they were all like big names, not even big names, but like. Other people would follow them and like watch the video to see them. Mm-hmm. Everyone watches Danny Duncan video to see Danny Duncan, and then all the other like side characters are just like a bonus.
Yeah. Like I wonder if he's like he can't create content.
I think he finds people who don't want
to create content.
I agree. He's like I don't. Keywan does not want to go record his own YouTube videos and post them. He's like, I'll just be in Danny. He's like, what?
No, because that one Sun Hat kid, he started doing it. Yeah, and then he got out ostracized or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. It is interesting, and I hope to see YouTube, at least my feed of content, go back to that authentic self. I'm trying to do that more in the videos as well. Is just like be real, like. I mean, we're trying to give education, so make sure to give value so people can come and like, because I can't just do entertaining videos. Because I don't watch entertaining videos. I like to watch stuff to learn. So I still want to have that in our videos, but also just being like real and just like this is who I am. Which podcast is great for that, doing that sort of stuff, but it's definitely interesting. And I don't know, maybe Faze Banks will come back. I'd probably imagine not. He's also got a lot of money, so it's not. I don't know. There's not really a need for it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? You think he's coming back? Let us know in the comment section below. Otherwise, going to be here every Monday and Friday. So catch you in the next one. Hit that subscribe button. Talk to you later. Peace.